Well done.
In this video, I want to tattoo a portrait of the Professor. Money Heist. For anybody that's watched it, you're going to love this piece. But here's the thing. I'm going to tattoo a portrait in its simplest form. The darks are going to be in the right place. The proportions are going to be there. The contrast is going to be there. However, I like to call these portraits loosely done. They are perfect for beginners. There's so many videos out there that say, this is how you tattoo portraits for a beginner, and then they're showing you a portrait done to a world-class level. How on earth is a newbie, a beginner, supposed to follow that? I'll tell you what those artists are doing. They're getting people to follow it. The complete beginner gets a result that is nowhere near like the video, and then they feel shit. And it's not because they're not good enough, it's because the person teaching is more bothered about trying to say, look how good I am, than actually teach the person watching. This video is going to be different. I'm going to do this tattoo in its simplest form, and I'm going to talk you through it.
So first thing that I'm going to do, as always, is I'm going to start at bottom. I'm going to block areas in. If we look at this blazer that he's got on, it's all hetched. I'm going to put some in, nowhere near as much as what's on design. Same as tie. The main focus is I want the detail to be on the face. So I'm probably going to blur this bit out more than what it is on design. But we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. So you can see I'm just using corner at mag just to get that line in. Remember, because my arm's resting on stencil, I don't want to be rubbing about, so it's just going to rub it off. Now here we can see it's got that little button, but it's not really got there's no neatness to it really. It's just dark around that circle, and it allows the space for that button to go in. So like in previous lessons where I said, look, we're not inventing things with a Z. A lot of people would think, oh, that's a button, it's got to be a perfect circle, it's got to have this, that and other. Well, it hasn't got that on the design, so don't put it in. I'm just blocking this area in that's dark. We've got a bit of that texture to add in. I'll put a little bit of it in. But I'm just whipping because I know that it's going to be getting lighter here, darker again up this side. About building things up in layers. Like if you were sketching with a pencil, first you'd do your sketch, then you'd go in, crisp areas up, build the shapes up, define the picture, and that's what would actually create the end result. It's not just instantly perfect straight away. So all I'm doing is just getting all the shapes in the right place. So for this shape, I'm just gonna roughly put the design in, so there's lines that way. So next area, I want to just block in all this dark area, remembering I want to go in the direction that the tattoo's actually going. So we can see the direction of the air. And all I'm doing is using my Magnum on its side and like whipping and using the corners of the mag. So here we can see it gets really dark again. So in the bulk of the beard it's actually just solid black. I'm going to leave them bits and get them with the smaller needle.
So as you can see, we're not doing anything fancy on this piece, and it looks impressive. It's starting to come together now. You can start seeing the shape building already. These are the exact techniques that we teach inside our community in school. The link is in the description.
Right, so I'm just going to build this left side up. Again, we're not after every hair in the exact right place. But we are wanting it all to fall at right direction. So that here has got solid line front where it comes round, and then it's so all I'm doing is using liner, just remembering to tape out towards the edge. Again, I'm not after every hair in right place. You can see some are clumped together. As long as it's roughly right, that's going to be more than enough. So we've got all this basic bit done. I'm going to swap now, just clean my needle off. I'm going to swap back to mag and start putting in all the shading, and then we'll bring it up to the nose and the glasses and eyes and all the rest of the fun stuff. And I'll show you how I'd personally tackle that little bit of mist stencil. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to fill this neck area in. We can see it shades out from that corner. You can see it's slightly got some like creases in neck. So as long as your machine's going in that right direction, it should give you roughly that effect. Obviously you can spend a lot longer down there if you want to. Just add in a few darker patches with mag, just on its side again, going in the direction. Yeah, that's looking better already. So that area just underneath the lip is actually lighter than the skin underneath if you look. Just going to bring this darkness up. I'm going to block all shaping for the nose, the glasses and the eyes next. For this nose we can see it's dark round nostril. There's that little bit there. We've got this little bit where we can just see darkness. Good few dips in water, get rid of most of that black ink, and then we're almost going to bloodline just this nostril here. You can get carried away putting details in straight away, so try and avoid that. I sometimes fall into that category, so now I'm just putting the glasses in. It's thicker than my needle, so I'm just going up either side and then filling it in as I go along with the liner. Now you can actually see the edge of the glasses. So again, I'm just blocking these in with the liner. You could swap to a small round shader, you could swap to your mag, push it in with the mag. So we've got the eye in, glasses, the basic shape for the nose, and now we've got this eye. So we've got a good base to go from because we've got the other one in place. Put what we've got in so far, so I've got the top of the eye, ever so slightly, it comes across like that. We've also got this shadow from the glasses, so I want to put in, if there's anything missing and it's only a small amount, and you think, oh, I can get away with doing that, put all the rest of the information in first to give you almost like guidelines for where stuff needs to be. And then I'm going to dilute down and I'm just going to sketch almost very, very lightly where I think it needs to go. We also need to put that little highlight in, leave space for it, then darker in the middle where the pupil is going to be, darker down that side. That doesn't look too bad at all, so I'm more than happy with that. Obviously we're going to keep adding bits and shading bits in, etc. But so far that don't look a million miles away. So at that stage we'll swap from as liner, jump back on as mag, and then start shading all up to this in. And then the rest is pretty much plain sailing. We'll get away with the mag for majority of it, all them air. So as always, I'm going to start with darker values. Now from this shadow it gets slightly lighter as it touches the glasses, so just leave a really small gap. It's barely even visible there, look. But with the white, I'd be able to just highlight the edge of them glasses like it is on design. So now a really nice light grey wash. Remember that left side? All here, we can add that and build it up. I'm just wanting to get the basic shapes where everything's got to go. So we can see this little triangle here is nice and light, but then above that is shaded. All this side shaded, so I'm just blocking in the areas. So it's not a great deal of shading, really light. The nose, again, it's all shaded. Alright, so let's start putting in some of the shading around the eye. Remember, building it up nice and light. We're just darkening that side up a little bit more. This side's super light, barely anything in there. Bit of shading coming off that side of the eye. Taking long at all on each section. I'm not trying to get it perfect, but even just quickly doing a portrait as fast as this, an hour or so to do a full thing, taking me time enough to talk through it as I'm doing it, they still look quite effective. Just quickly adding a bit of shading to this. Alright, so next phase, eyebrows is what I'd tackle next. And then also this shape up here. So because I'm left-handed, I'm starting at left-hand side first. If you're right-handed, you probably want to tackle it from this way. So I'm just putting this dark area in there. And then you can see the eyebrows, they've not got a great deal of detail to them, but you can just see odd little bits. So put the darks in, same at this side. Twisting my hand and my machine to get into the right angle, the right direction. You can see that coming off that, it's all really dark and it's going in that direction. Starts twisting out. So again, move your hand, get your hand in the right position. So on table, obviously you can just rotate. On a person, you might have to get round to the other side of their arm, or the body, the back, the leg. You can see this bit gets a bit lighter here, so I've left that and then going back in. I'm just not doing it as much, so you can still see it more. Really dark bit here. Then it gets a bit lighter at this side. Nothing's taking me ages. I'm not just sticking in one place thinking, oh god, that bit's not right. Oh god, need to get that bit perfect. I'm being really loose. And hopefully doing them like this, you start to get a bit of your own flow. It's starting to come together already. So we'll get all this dark area in down here. Again, you can see I'm just constantly twisting my arm around to get different angles. Using the machine to do most of the work for you. So if you've got your machine outside, it's automatically putting them strands in as you're just brushing back and forth. No, they're not in the exact same place as picture because you're just making it up. However, like we've said, as long as the direction and the shapes are right, so the direction of the hair is the same. We've got the bend here, same as the image. We've got this curl here. Then for this stage again, I keep repeating it, that is more than enough. It shows that you're understanding exactly what I'm saying. The best thing is, so this isn't the highest of levels that we're doing, but can you see how it is straight away? Of course you can. What you need to worry about is when you see tattoos done, you're like, well, who is it? People need to be able to look at your work and say, that's so and so, as long as they know who it is. And a lot of artists, they don't even get to that stage, unfortunately. So if you're doing work like this, within the first couple of years of tattooing, believe me, that is a very good indication that you're going to go massively far if realism's what you're wanting to do. Obviously, it's not for everybody. Some people would rather be doing different styles, Japanese or traditional stuff. That's absolutely fine, but if you're wanting to go down realism route, if your tattoos are at this standard, even in first year or two, you'll be amazed at what level you get to within the next 5 years. We'll see what that looks like. We'll see what that looks like after it's all settled down. Keep adding. Stop just before you feel you need to. Don't overdo it. And if you notice, I'm not doing them as lifelike as I possibly can, but I'm stopping well. Like this bit could do with smoothing out. Eyebrows, I could put the hairs in. Could neaten glasses up, could go back in and darken that up. I could crisp all eyes up. But especially when you're just learning, one of the big things that you'll struggle with is learning when to stop. I was saying when I first started, you keep doing little bits. That bit's not quite right, doing little bits. Just get the full thing done, then look at it as a whole, and then go in and add a few little bits. Well done.
I hope that you enjoyed the video, and listen, if you're just starting your tattoo journey, don't be put off by these people, or don't compare your work to people that are at the highest level. We all start somewhere, and I feel like it's my job to change the educational process within the tattoo industry. It doesn't have to be complicated. If you can do a portrait and you understand the principles and the basics, the fundamentals of tattooing, I can teach you how to do this as a very beginner, and then how to progress and progress and progress. And we teach everything in a step-by-step, simple to understand format on school. Check it out, the link's in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support, I really do, and look forward to seeing you in next ones. Cheers.